Also, more than 1 million Palestinians have now been displaced at this point. You have to talk about the innocent lives on the Gaza side, too, since the war broke out. And now neighboring countries are saying that those who've lost their homes, they're not welcome.
Yeah, 2 years ago, the U.S. committed to taking 125,000 refugees per year around the world. But with more than 3 million migrants nationwide, the question becomes, how many more can the U.S. welcome with open arms? It is interesting how all these things are kind of related. Our Ali Bradley joins us live this morning from the border. Ali?
Yeah, hi, you guys. So where are those more than 1 million Palestinians going to go, and who really needs to be stepping up at this juncture here? So this morning, we're kind of breaking down what we're looking at here. So to their south, we can tell you that Egypt and Jordan have both closed their doors, of course, to their Palestinian neighbors here. And many GOP lawmakers have also been advocating against welcoming them here into the U.S. But it gets even more complicated here because Palestinians aren't the only ones in the Middle East who are fleeing from war right now, looking for a new place to call home. So Pakistan, they're home to more than 1.7 million refugees from Afghanistan. And the government there just set a hard date for November 1st for them to leave or be expelled. So the government in Pakistan is saying the people there are there illegally and they're contributing to, quote, security problems in the country. So in a few weeks' time, millions in the region potentially looking for a new home. So how many can we expect here? That's anyone's guess. And we are seeing more people from Afghanistan seeking refuge here. In the last 2 years, the U.S. has taken in 2,500 Afghanis. That's about 7% of all of the refugees admitted into the U.S. Now, at the border, we're actually on pace to more than double the encounters with people from Afghanistan this month. CBP data revealing that we're already seeing 329 for October compared to 237 last month. And NewsNation was able to actually obtain exclusive information of a high-profile former Afghani brigadier general who was actually apprehended on Monday as part of a family group in the San Diego sector. They were processed and released within 48 hours to an address in California. Sources are confirming here that they were given a notice to appear on their own recognizance. It's kind of like a scout's honor. That notice to appear has not yet been filed. Meanwhile, more families from Mexico were encountering that as well down here. They're crossing and claiming political asylum because the criminal cartels continue to strengthen to our south. We watched as several groups crossed into the Tucson sector yesterday. And one of the biggest concerns here that national security advisors tell me, you guys, is really that our systems of vetting these individuals and knowing who these are only as good as the systems we're vetting them against. And what former Chief Rodney Scott says is that system is pretty much an empty hard drive, you guys, because if they have not committed a crime in the United States or they are not on a terrorist watch list or flagging on Interpol, we would not know. Frankly, we won't know much about them at all. You guys, that's the reality down here.
Yeah, you said systems. I was thinking to myself, what systems are even in place? An app that hasn't been working. Ali Bradley, thanks so much from the border this morning.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.